Protecting yours at any cost. Magazines ready to take another level. Yeah. Let your flag fly in any weather. Straight gang banging nigga on whatever. Hey. Then tell me will you practice what you preach, chief? Please point these guns at these oppressors. Time to stretch and work it out now. Work it out, work it out. Hey. Work it out, work it out.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And we got a new sponsor. Let me make sure I get it right. Witty Clothing Lifestyle on a Higher Level. Official. Let's go. I got Mr. Vincent McCREA, photographer and athletic content creator in the building. Let's get the brother on and let's chop it up a little bit. What's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself? How's your family?
Oh, they're doing good, man. Doing good.
That's what's up, man. How's life?
Life is getting back to normal. Just like I shared with you, I recently had surgery, and I'm just now being able to go back out and do my thing in terms of photography and hitting all these different events and showcases. So just getting back to my normal.
That's what's up. If you don't mind, you tore your quad, right?
Yeah, for my
All
quad.
right. Yeah. Man, I can't. Whoo, that shit sounds vicious, bro.
Yeah.
How long is the recovery process for that? And do me a favor, move your camera over just a hair. I'm trying to
Right
see
here?
you a little bit. Yeah, that works a little, maybe
Okay,
a little bit more.
right there. Yeah, that works.
Because what I do is I'll post a clip of a part of the conversation after we get going. I don't want you to be like, so
Yeah. I should understand that, right? In terms of composition and all that good stuff. So let me even do. There you go. One better right there.
Look at you getting fancy on me now and shit. Okay, I got you. Yo, so I'm glad everything is okay. I'm glad you back to on your way back to normal. You got a master's, but somehow you're a photographer, and the two aren't. It's not like you got a master's in photography. What did you say your master's was in again?
My master's is in sports science and rehabilitation.
Okay, so how do you jump from that to photography?
Well, I actually started photography before I actually was in school.
Okay.
I had got my bachelor's in information technology, cybersecurity, but I hate IT. Like it's just, I'm not meant to stay in the office, And then they pretty much lie to you too, telling you that oh, get out of this. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, they pretty much lie to you, and
but you to the side now.
Up to the side. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, good.
All right, that's normal. But yeah, no, they pretty much lie to you and tell you how you'll make this much money, you make you'll get this job, and not letting you know that you still got to go get certs. Nobody's not going to hire you unless you have 4 or 5 years of experience. And for a while, I just couldn't get anything. Nobody would bite on me or nothing. And I did 4 years of internships and working in college and getting paid, and that still wasn't enough to move the needle. So once I did get something full time, I quickly realized I hated it, and I was just like, yeah, let me go make a career switch to something that I actually like. And in college, I was a 2-sport athlete. I played basketball, I ran track, and I coach kids. I'm a basketball coach, so I figured let me go get this mastered, have some behind my name outside of just being a collegiate athlete, and that's how I made the choice to go back.
So the kids you coach, what ages?
We coach from anywhere from 6 to 18, and then we're trying to get a pro-am team to keep those kids that go to college still involved in the program, and to make them mentors to the younger generation that's coming up.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that just interests me, man. I don't know how y'all do it, man. I don't like kids that much.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have a special heart for kids. You gotta definitely have a lot of patience, and you definitely got to understand them. Like my dad, he talks to me about my nephew You know, talking my nephew and him, sometimes they butt heads, and I'm just like, well, you know, he's not my generation where you tell us to do something and we just be quiet. They're gonna ask questions. They're
Yeah.
gonna challenge what you know because you know they want to build a trust.
Yeah.
But you know, he kind of has a hard time getting it. He's getting it, but it's just taking him some time to let it really soak in. So he'll tell me, "Hey, go tell him to do that. Go tell him to do this," and he'll do it a lot faster if I say it. So, but
Yeah, the generation. I don't know what they call this new generation.
I don't know neither.
I don't know. I don't even know
It
what they
went
call
from
my
Z to
generation.
some weird name. Like I literally just heard about it, but it didn't stick with me. All I know is when I heard it, I was just like, what? Like, when did this generation sprout up? Like, who? And I just want to know who's naming these generations. They're like, how do they name them? Like, I don't understand.
Although your dad really shouldn't be like his generation probably questioned authority more than any generation
Right,
before
the
him.
babe. What is it? My dad's born 1960. That's baby boomer, right?
I think so. Yeah, I
Right.
think
Yeah.
so. Actually, I take that back then. If he was born in 60, it might have been his parents that because the 60s was really when, shit was popping off.
Right.
And he was just a kid then. So it's
Right.
probably his parents, whatever that generation is, then yeah. Because they question a lot of shit, especially when the Vietnam War jumped off. He probably, when did Vietnam, what was that, the 70s? I think so.
Right.
Yeah. I think the Korean War was like the 50s and Vietnam was like yeah, pretty sure. So he probably, yeah, might have been his generation. He should understand that a little bit. You would think.
Right. You would think, sometimes, people they get so far removed from
Yeah.
who they used to be and the things they used to do, and they come to this place of they have arrived, they have made it,
Yeah.
they forget it, and they lose touch, and they lose that ability to connect with the next generation. And that's something I really try to pride myself on and
Hmm.
try to practice. It's hard because we're always growing. We don't have certain tolerance for certain things, but you know we have to be mindful that we was once just
That
like the person
age.
that we're complaining about,
Yeah.
and we're having all these troubles with. So I really try to keep that in my head when I deal with certain individuals.
Now, I'm like a fan of photography to the
Mhm.
point that every day I wake up early in the morning and I pick 8 pics. Just
Mhm.
randomly pick pictures from the internet and I post those 8 pics. And the thing that jumps out for me, generally speaking, is the eyes.
Mhm.
What makes a great picture for you, or a great photograph?
the the raw emotion and feel of the moment.
Hmm.
That's what makes a great picture to me. If you're able to capture that and display it in a manner that um, cultivates the viewer, then
Hmm.
you got a really good picture. One thing I get um, complimented on is my action shots, and a lot of people are like, how do you get these angles? How do you catch that moment? It just seems like you're like you click the button at the right time, and it's really um, it's really like on a spiritual level for me when I take pictures.
Really,
I actually started my photography in the church. You know,
really.
yeah, I did. So, the story behind me getting the camera was I was in the church, ordained minister, but not really active, not really doing too much. And, I'm contemplating, not only leaving the church, but leaving the faith altogether because, I just
Wow.
didn't, feel I was giving anything of value, you know.
Mhm.
And literally, I heard the voice of God tell me, go buy a camera and a laptop. And I was like, a camera and a laptop. And then, I started to see, my basketball program. And I was like, oh, I could do some content for them. And then, I started thinking about the church and how
Mhm.
we could push the church and how I could be more active in it. And I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. So I went out. I spent about 1,400 between the camera and the laptop, and I started taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was I the best at it at first? Absolutely not.
You
um,
have got to send me some of these church photos, though, bro. Like the odd part about it is like I love the older sisters in church pictures.
oh, I got a bunch. I'm gonna send them right to you after this. I got
Oh
a
my
bunch of those.
god, bro! Like you would be surprised, like how many of those pictures I've looked through. It's just something about you. I don't know what it is. Well, I take that back. My mother didn't really get into the church until she was older.
All right.
And coming from Detroit, just the pageantry of the church, Sunday, the big hats, the crazy colors, it just is. I don't know. Maybe it's just nostalgia, but it's something about those pictures, man. It just really kind of do something for me. I'm sorry, bro.
Right.
I ain't mean to
No,
interrupt, but that
it's
shit is
cool. It's
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I literally started in the church, and you know, at first, when I started, people that would look at my pictures, they could tell I had, the ability to take the moment, but the quality of the pictures was off. Like, I would have a bunch of grain and
Okay.
or some motion blur and stuff. And then a friend of mine who would come and take pictures from time to time. He's a professional photographer, and he actually, saw that I was taking pictures, and he took it upon himself to put me on game, and to show me how to effectively take pictures.
Hmm.
He taught me the inverted triangle, with your ISO stop, your shutter speed, and your aperture, and
Now
how to.
I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro.
Yeah, they basically just how to dial in your settings. So
Okay,
that's
got you.
all he was just showing me. He was showing me those things, and then what made it easier for me to understand what he was saying was that he would take pictures on my
Hmm.
camera. I would see the settings, and then I would dial them in myself, and then I would see, okay, so that made a good picture. What if I, adjusted this here, adjusted it there, and what would I get out of that? And then that's
Hmm.
how I started to learn about, lighting and all these different things. And then I just, kind of ran with it. When it came to my basketball program, I would have one of the other coaches coach, and I would take
Hmm.
pictures of the kids.
Okay.
And I give it to the kids. They share it on social media and stuff like that. So we can kind of get followers for the basketball program
Hmm.
and things like that. And then what really got me into doing sports photography was I got invited to do a celebrity all-star game in the Lower East
Really?
Side of Manhattan. So,
Okay.
I go there, and I take the pictures, and I happen to get some good shots of the kids, of the celebrities that was there.
Uh-huh.
They had Trey Armstrong, they had Devontae Hunnam, who is, these guys that I mentioned. They worked with Overtime. Overtime is like one of the biggest sports media companies in the whole entire world. And they
Okay.
actually were the two biggest influencers, at the time, while they were working with them. They moved
Hmm.
on to do a couple of different things now, and they're big time now. They're Hollywood. I was just talking to Trey, earlier today. So, you know, um, but from there, um, I was able to kind of network a bit.
Hmm.
Um, you know, my second gig, and it was random. I saw that Reebok was doing a giveaway event um in the Lower East Side, and I reached out to the coach that was putting it on, who happened to be the guy that did the All-Star game weekend, and I said, "Hey, do you guys have a photographer?" He said, "No, we don't have any type of media." So I
Hmm.
I offered my services. I offered it for free, and I went in there. I was the only photographer, and I just caught a whole bunch of like just craziness. Like, these kids were, like, when I say uber athletic, like, one kid jumped over three people, another one's through the
Ooh.
legs, the other one's windmilling. And mind you, these kids are like sophomores in high school, so they're not really reaching the peak of their athleticism, but they're doing all of that stuff. So I'm catching this all on camera and I'm sharing it, and my stuff is getting reshared, and I'm just my followers just start growing,
Uh-huh.
and then you
How do you
know
contain your excitement? Like if somebody does a dope ass dunk, especially you ball yourself. Like how do you not like as a because I'm not gonna lie, I would be.
I mean, that's actually a good question. It's like, you know what it is? Because I can anticipate it coming because I play ball. So
Okay,
it's just like, oh, he's about to do this. So now I can keep my composure and get myself ready. It's the
I got
same
you.
as like if I hit a big shot to go up one and there's like 3 seconds left. Like I gotta keep the mindset, I gotta go back and play defense. So it's the
Got
same
you.
thing with photography. You know,
Okay.
all right, I know this is coming, but I gotta keep my composure, gotta stay low, gotta catch that angle, and I gotta make sure that like when he go, I'm already firing. So, yeah, I'm catching all these shots. I emailed the director, the marketing director
Mhm.
at Reebok. And I sent her all these pictures and she says thank you and stuff like that. I don't think anything of it. I'm going back to Jersey. I live in Jersey, by the way. I don't know if I told you.
I'm
But
sorry. It's okay.
yeah, we
No, it's okay.
I just go back and I I take, I'm just taking pictures of the kids. I'm just practicing and stuff like that. Taking
Hmm.
pictures in church, and then I get a call from the marketing director, and she asked me if I was able to come on a campaign with her across New York City for their newest nano sneaker that they were promoting in the gyms. So I was like, sure. And then she asked me my price. Mind you, at the time, I never did a paid gig, so I'm just like, I didn't know what to charge. So I just told her like, you give me 300 and just reimburse me gas and toll and stuff like that. And she was just like, oh, that's it. And I was just like, oh, I guess so. Yeah, I should have charged more
Okay, wait,
toll.
wait, 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 wait. In hindsight, how far off were you?
uh Probably, I want to say like at least 12, 1,500 off. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not
that
mad at that
actually
though.
happened to me the other day too. So like on the video, like on the athletic content side,
Hmm.
um, I had a company reach out to me, When Reality, and they wanted me to do video for one of their their athletes. There's a
Hmm.
kid, his name is Nas Mule, first 16-year-old to throw 100 miles per hour, probably going first round
Oh,
in the
wow.
MLB tournament, in the MLB draft, excuse me. And they wanted some video, but they're all the way out, I think, in Cali.
Mhm.
So his agency reached out to me and set it up. And when I talked to the lady and she told me and she asked me the price, I told her, it's like 500 for 5 hours of just me shooting video. And
Mhm.
she was like, oh, wow, that's a lot cheaper than what we're accustomed to. And I was just like, oh, I guess I got to raise my prices because somebody just said it again to me. So,
But you know what? I'm gonna look at it like this. Especially in that particular, I would want to give them the cheapest price for that kid because
right,
it's not too many kids his age throwing 100. There's a great chance that he'll make it to the league, and he may remember. His people will remember that you gave them love and bring you in, and not only do you get to shoot him, now you got a whole nother avenue of people you can shoot.
right,
So
exactly.
I've done a lot of free shit, so I understand. Sometimes, I don't even look at it as free shit. I look at it as an investment,
Right,
because that person, they'll always remember the person that overcharged them
right,
and undercharged them. The people
mm,
in the middle, they don't really remember.
right, right.
So, like, how'd it work out?
Oh, it worked out great. They've already made like 3 videos off the footage I gave them.
Really?
Yeah, if you go on my Instagram page, like if you look at my story, I think I
Mhm.
shared it last night because I saw they just put another one up.
Is it a brother?
He's Well, it depends if you consider Dominicans brothers. Some of them consider themselves black, other ones be like, no, I'm Dominican. but
Yeah, that's touchy
but
subject,
that
like
exactly is a touchy subject.
yeah.
But he's a great kid. He's definitely got his head on the right shoulder. He's got the right people around him.
Hmm.
He has brothers of the faith, strong brothers that keep him grounded. And I mean, he's a stud. He's a two-way player. The kid hit like 3 home runs and one of the state tournament games recently, and like he went like viral on the MLB network and everything.
Really?
Yeah, yep. He's like, yeah, he's like that. And um, he comes from a good family. His mom is real nice. His father's, is good people. So he's definitely his signing bonus is definitely going to be a couple of million. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
now.
that's just gonna be
So
legit. Which
yeah,
is crazy. Like you can make millions as a high school player, still go to college in
yeah,
baseball,
he's
but they
committed to
winding over
Miami.
basketball players. Really, Miami,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, Miami. Yeah. So see the gym that he works out at, um, they they turn out a lot of pro baseball players, and
Hmm.
they get a lot of talent in there. They got kids that are ranked, just not top players in the state, but in the country. Like I think
Yeah.
this kid is probably like 12th in the country.
Wait a minute. Wow, and he's throwing 100.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's that. So, does it make a difference if you like the person or not? The footage that you take.
Um. It. I learned that it can make or break, but it's really up to my mindset. So it's like, some people they're really rude, they're really late, to the shoots, the kind of low energy. You got to perk them up, and you got to remember that it's you that's the brand. It's you that they're going to run their mouth about. So you can't let bad mannerisms affect you. So it does help if you like the person,
Hmm.
but it shouldn't deter you from what you're doing. It's just like anything else in life. If
So you
you
better
you
than
know
me, bruh.
yeah.
Because if I get somebody on the show that I'm trying to interview and they're just a complete asshole, it doesn't go. I mean, like I'm not gonna be rude per se, but
Right,
we're not doing the whole show.
right. Well, well, I
Now
hope you
I'm
like
like,
me. So
oh, you dope, bro. But like, let's and let me qualify that. Like, and I know this sounds shitty, but if Diddy came on and I didn't like Diddy, I'd still do the interview.
that makes sense.
It's fucking Diddy,
It makes
you know.
sense.
But if like my brother's best friend came on and he was a jerk, I'm cutting you off, bro. Although
Wow.
love my brother's best friend, really cool dude,
Yeah.
you know. But like that, shout out to you for having that discipline. Like it seems to me like you have found a path that accentuates the discipline you've developed in life with the passion that you've developed in life, and they intersect.
Right.
That don't happen too often.
Yeah. Well, you got to go through some things. I wasn't always like this. Contrary. That I went through a lot of growing pains. And especially in the church. You go through, just feeling a certain way that you should be at a certain place, and then you allow that to affect your walk and how you do things and how you serve. And I
Yeah.
really had to learn that no matter what, I'm not here really to please man, but to really please God and to use the ability that He's given me to continue to be fruitful in the earth, and to add, because it's not about me, but it's about the people that are connected to me and the people that are going to come to me in the future. So if I stop what I'm doing now because someone doesn't acknowledge me, they don't recognize me, they don't agree with what I'm doing, they don't support me, then I'm
Hmm.
only cheating the people that are going to come, that do support me, that do love me in the right way. So I keep that in mind. I keep my girlfriend in mind. I
Hmm.
keep my nephew in mind. I want to be examples to them and to show them the right way of doing things. Now, am
I
I a
feel you.
perfect person? No,
No,
not at all. No, I
no,
dropped the
but who
ball.
is?
Who exactly? Who is? You know, I dropped the ball more times than none. If I was to say so myself, But I feel that with grace and with a heart to try to do the best, God will meet me where I'm at, and
Hmm.
he'll honor the things that I'm doing. So that's how I
That's
look
dope.
at it.
I'm not mad at that. Okay, so you do the Reebok joint. You also did some shit with Adidas too, right? Correct?
Right. Yeah.
How'd
So
that come about? And first off, for the Adidas people, if you happen to see this, I am from Detroit. Y'all need to stop bullshitting. Detroit absolutely has been rocking with top tens my whole life, and I'm
right.
clearly an old man. Hook your boy up with some tens. My bad.
Well,
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna see what I'll see what I'm gonna see what I can do for you. So they I don't know if you know this, but Reebok and Adidas are the same company.
I did not know that.
Yes. So Reebok was bought out by Adidas. They're a subsidy now. So
Really?
right. So um pretty much, I can split it into it, say Reebok and Adidas, but
Hmm.
it's really Adidas all the way through if you really get into like the legal logistics of it.
Right.
So, but with Adidas solely, so there was an event, and this is why networking is key and being a good person is key. So, have a homegirl by the name of Lucy. Shout out Flex by Lucy, by the way. Um, she was working with a Adidas sponsored school.
Hmm.
The program in New York City called Adidas Legacy, and they have about 8 teams that are sponsored by Adidas. And they load them up with all kind of gear and stuff like that. And usually these teams are like smack dab in the hood, and in the like the worst of the worst environments. But
Right.
they have talent, because the urban schools are where the ball players are at. But
Right.
anyway, so they have this event called Adidas Open Run where they bring all the schools together, and they just put on this big old thing for the kids to participate in. And it was actually a private event. And I asked her, I said, can anybody go shoot? She said no, but I could get you in. And I was like, yeah. So, she talks to her homie, he gets me in, and, I just go in there, and, I don't know nobody but her, like literally
Hmm.
nobody. So, I'm already kind of nervous, because, I don't want to do anything wrong. Anybody see me and question me, and then I got to go through all kind of jive and stuff like that. So, I'm just in there taking pictures of the kids playing. I'm taking pictures of the sneakers because that's when the new Jane Hardens came out.
Hmm.
I'm taking crowd shots. I'm just looking for things to kind of just document the whole entire
Exactly.
or the whole entire event. So I do that, and then I start uploading pictures, and I start finding people online, and people are reaching out to me. I was like, yo, you did your thing, man. Yo, they really love your work. And then I started to notice that I had Adidas actually liking my stuff
Oh
on
wow,
Instagram. And I was like, oh wow, like
that's pretty
yeah, I
fucking
guess
dope.
it wasn't hearsay. And um I started to notice that a couple of their representatives actually started following me too. So, it was about like four of them at the time, when I started uploading the pictures and everything. And I was just like, whoa. And then, it was just like, I got to meet the Adidas advisor, the Adidas legacy advisor at the time. His name is Joe Caruso. He runs a wonderful tournament in the Bronx called Hoops in the Sun. That's definitely something that everybody should go out to. It's
Hmm.
literally the East Coast version of Venice Beach basketball. So they just redid the court and everything. But um, I made connections with Joe and his brother Randy, and when Adidas Legacy, would do events because they would have something called statement games.
Okay,
They would invite certain photographers out, and to come out and to work with them, and they was asking me to come, and that's how I started getting
that's
involved
pretty
on that.
dope.
And yeah.
That's pretty dope. And I'm not ignoring you, bro. I'm just trying to share the live stream.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I got you.
Well,
So
I hate when I'm talking to somebody and they looking down. So I feel I feel bad.
yeah.
I don't want nobody to feel the
You know
same
what's
way.
funny? I tell my girlfriend's son that all the time. When I'm talking to him, I'm like, look up at me, man. You gotta look people in the eyes.
Right, like you know,
Like, you
like
scared. Don't let anybody see that you scared. Look him in the eyes. Tell my nephew the same thing too. I was like, don't ever look away from no man. But yeah, no, yeah. So I did that, and then the teams actually started reaching out to me that are within Adidas legacy, and
mhm,
I started working with the teams. The one team I worked with primarily was the South Bronx Prep girl team, and
mhm.
then their basketball team, the boys basketball team after. And I would go down to the DMV, travel with them when they're doing tournaments and stuff like that. We recently did a photo shoot together for their media day. Those photos came out dope. So I got to build different relationships, get to network, and get some money as well, and put on my resume that I've worked with a Fortune 500 company. Well, two, if you want to split up the entities. So
I would absolutely make that too. Do you have? So you don't have an agent?
no, and it's funny that you said that because I actually started researching and looking for an agent because I'm definitely at that point where I'm ready to take the next step
Uh huh.
and get myself out there more because um you got to think about priorities and what you want to do in life, and I'm past the point of just taking pictures for people to like and follow me on Instagram. Like I really want to make this a livelihood.
Yeah, it's a
I
career
want
shit
to,
right here.
yeah, I want to be free in life. I want to have time to invest back into my family, with my nephews, my girlfriend's son. I want to get them on the ball rolling when it comes to playing sports and things like that. And I feel like that would probably be the best route for me to go, is to get an agent
Yeah.
that can help me and to push me, someone that's going to be honest with me, objective, not just tell me yeah, 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 and all that. you know so but it's funny that you asked me that. Yeah, that's my plan.
You gotta ask your homegirl that got you into the whatchamacallit. I'm absolutely certain she would know.
Yeah, you know what, she's actually more um on the activism side. Like she covered George Floyd and all that stuff in
Really?
Minnesota. Yeah, she's really dope. I'm gonna have to put you in contact with her. She's Lucy. She's really dope. She goes out to everything. She's there marching. They pay for her to go out to all these different places because she has an ability to capture you know the story and tell it, in its complete rawness.
It's an art to capture pain.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's definitely someone I'm gonna have to put you on with after this.
Yeah, I would greatly appreciate that. And we'll talk after this. I might be
Yeah.
able to help you out, or at least point you in a direction.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Geez, kind of lost my train of thought because that was just so fucking dope, bro. Like, it just seems to me like it's more than just taking pictures for you.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I really fell in love with it, and it makes sense. So, I'm from the South Bronx originally, and I went
I'm
to,
so sorry to hear that, man. I
me
really am.
too.
I said the same thing about New York. I mean New Jersey, but you didn't get that one. I had to say it a little louder because New
Oh,
York is
you did?
trash.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm really
and I'm
sad that
only
you're from
saying
New
this because
Jersey.
my guy Henny is from New York, and I slander New York all the time, only to him. Um,
Yo, there, nah, it's some wild stuff going on. It's like I'm not too happy about the things that are going on with the youth over there.
mhm,
So I do want to at some point get myself involved, with making a change there. But I'm in Jersey now,
mhm.
and I have the influence, that I do being a basketball coach and everything like that.
Why don't you give away cameras?
Um, that's part of our plan. A part of our plan with the basketball program. Oh, by the way, the basketball program is called Hoops, Faith, and
Mm,
Culture.
okay,
So it's the three things that we focus on, and we have a career option where we expose the kids to sports media. So we have kids that like taking pictures. They like taking video and things like that. So I actually wanted to figure out a way, whether it was through a grant or
Mm,
I talked to like one of these companies like Sony and see if we can give away like some older models, like and get these kids like what's it a trade that they could
mm,
use rather than going and selling drugs or getting
yeah,
involved in gang
yeah.
violence or robbing people and stuff like that.
And
So
see, just my 2 cents, but like you already got the contacts, you already got the plugs. Like I'm
right,
absolutely certain that, especially since you charge way less than everybody else, they're gonna remember you. You go back to Adidas, you say, hey, you know what? I got this program. I can get you some young talent for next to nothing but some cameras and a
right.
stage and the ability to take some pictures. You take the ones you like, we keep the rest.
Mm. That's actually a really great idea.
I have one of those every 6 months.
Every 6 months. That's funny, bro. I literally told somebody that, like, we were talking, and he was like, he told me what I said was a good idea, and I was just like, I just come up with them from my health. No one has to listen, but I come up with them.
Yeah,
So
I mean, even a blind man can get the time right a couple times a day. You
right.
know, I don't know. So what's next?
Um, Definitely the finding agent that's next. And really getting on. I really want to work with professional sports teams.
Hmm.
I really, would love to if it was in a basketball space. But I'm definitely looking just to get in the door somehow with
Have you reached out to
sports
the
team.
G League?
I haven't yet, but I recently did a photo shoot with Hami Diallo of the Detroit Pistons. He's the 2019 Slam Dunk champion. He dunked over Shaq to win it.
Hmm.
He's from New York City. His trainer actually hit me up. I was like, hey, can you come through and take some pictures of Hami? And I said, yeah, of course. So, I went over there. I got some content from there. So, and then I kind of um, was looking at the pictures and stuff like that. And I'm just like, this is like, this is me, man. Like I really feel like, I could take some great content for a professional team if, given a chance.
So you want to do like courtside shit, or you want to do shit like outside of the court, but of the athletes?
I want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it both. Like I want to be. I want to take in game stuff. I want to be at the games. I want to be courtside. I want to
Hmm.
get those moments. And showing everyone what that team is about. But I also want to do my portraiture stuff too. I love portraiture. I love making moody images. Playing with lighting and shadows and just showing the emotion, the depth of the subject at matter at hand
Hmm.
rather.
Hmm.
So I want to do it both. For me, like I just like doing everything. Like I tell people, um, if you're gonna do something, just do it all. Like if you fail at something, you didn't really
Yeah,
fail at it. You just learned like what not to
yeah,
do next time.
yeah.
I used to tell my friends that all the time when it was like, oh no, I ain't touching that. And I'm just like, what do you? So how are you supposed to get better if you don't do it? You got to go
Man,
and do it.
they're not gonna shoot you for failing.
Right. Like
Yeah,
nobody's not gonna beat you up or anything. Just go out and just do it. Like, and if you really don't like it, then you stay in, your will basket, and that's it.
yeah. What I really love about I like the athletes in like non-athletic pictures.
Yeah.
Like this Muhammad Ali was just like whoever was doing dude's pictures just captured some of the dopest moments with that guy.
Yeah.
And like some of the pictures with him and Malcolm X are phenomenal. but a
Mhm.
lot of his training pictures or a lot of his pictures at home were just like, and you can tell, like I can tell off the bat if this is a picture that somebody said stand right there and do that, or somebody captured a moment where you weren't paying attention.
Right.
I like the moments when people, that are just captured in like the natural habitat of a person.
Right.
That I don't know. Like, how do you end up doing that? Do you have to be like that person's personal photographer?
Um. No, you just gotta just pay attention to the person and wait and be patient. Like with photography, there's a lot of patience. Like
Hmm.
you're literally waiting. Like I can go through an event or shoot and get anywhere from 600 to 800 pictures snapped,
Jesus.
and then that one picture will be it. Like I usually like I'll do that, and I'll give a client like 16 to 24 pictures out of all those
Okay.
pictures.
So you pick the pictures, or do
Um,
you do you do you like show them to other people in your circle and say which ones do you think?
no, I usually pick the pictures. They usually trust me.
Hmm.
They usually don't actually just like here, just take the pictures, and we trust your judgment. You know, after I tell them the people I've worked with, they're just
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, just do your thing. So
I feel that. You know,
yeah,
I'm not a photogenic type of person. That's why when you see this, I'm gonna be in the little box. You'll be in the big box. Uh, um,
yeah, I feel the same way about myself. Like I really like go um in front of the camera. So, I'm just like, I feel the same way about myself. I'm not really a photogenic person, but you know, my girlfriend thinks I take good pictures, so I guess that's all that matters.
well, my thing is like for at least for my show, like your talent to get you on the show, but your story makes it stand out.
Mm,
And I think everybody has a story. I
right.
don't care, like you can be like the dude that mops the floors at your local high school. Has probably
Hmm.
got a phenomenal fucking story if somebody just listened to him.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So geez, like not too many people get to work for Adidas or take shots of people dunking. Not too many people get to walk in your shoes.
I don't think I told you this prior, but I also worked with Sean Donovan, who was Barack Obama's Secretary of Housing.
Really?
He was running for mayor of New York City. Um, I want to say last year,
Uh huh.
and he is the gentleman that's responsible for getting Louisiana back when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, and for getting New York and Jersey back in order when Hurricane Sandy hit over here as well. So I was able to actually do some campaign work with him too, and taking some still shots and
Mm.
creating his campaign video for the voters choice ranking when it was coming out. So I also have that underneath my belt in terms of the political side of things.
That's pretty fucking. Did you meet Barack?
Nah, I didn't get to meet him.
Seems like a cool dude.
He gotta be. I mean, the guy had pictures of him everywhere. Like they had pictures of him playing basketball, him shooting pool, him with the kids. So yeah, he obviously loved them. We
Well,
watched
you
the
don't have
inauguration
a
together.
choice as the president. Like that, like
Right,
there is somebody there. Actually, I think it's more than one somebody, but I'm not sure. But there is somebody specifically designed to capture your presidency.
right,
Because it's not, like at that point, it's the office and not the person.
right, right.
So but yeah, like he probably was the first president to really understand the efficacy of social media. And he
Yes, I
probably,
absolutely
yeah,
agree with
he
that.
did a better job of dictating his photographers, if
Right.
that even makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. Like making sure that they're in a position to catch him in a manner that
Yeah.
is appeasing to the public. Yep, that makes sense.
What's the dopest picture you've taken?
Man, listen, that I'm actually going through that right now because I'm putting like so I usually readjust my portfolio every 4 to 6 months
Mm-hmm.
because I'm taking so many pictures, and I don't know, like I there's one picture that I really like that I took at the South Bronx Prep with this girl, and the look in her face was so vicious, and as she was driving to the rim, and then to see her give like this bump to the other girl that was defending her, and the other girl kind of scrunch up and like guard herself while the other girl is like going like a wild animal. Like
So
when I
she
tell you this
deboed
girl,
her.
yeah, like this girl's hair was like all over the place, frizzed up. That was blonde, so she had the Simba thing going. So she she was going straight to the rim, and I was just like, "Yo, this is such a dope picture." And then I have other pictures where the subjects are just standing still, but the lighting is falling so nice on them. It's just like wow, like to capture that at that moment where the sun is at the golden hour, and you don't need no flash, and everything is perfectly illuminated.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I'm going through that. Um,
Okay, personal pictures. Dopest picture you've taken.
of my oh, definitely my nephews, and my girlfriend. So you know, my nephew. I remember when I first started. Um, I took pictures of him getting haircuts,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh wow.
just kind of just looking at him go through the different like phases of it, where don't cut my hair, to he's getting a lollipop, to my haircut is almost done, to it's done, now I'm gonna go play in the chair and spin around and laugh and wait until my uncle is done. I love that. And then with my girlfriend, just taking pictures of her so she can see what I see when I look at her, you know
Oh,
and showing her, and then seeing her reaction when she gets the pictures and she's able to post them, and feel good about what she's putting on online and stuff like that.
that's dope. And the barbershop shit, like I another one of my fascinations photography wise. I just really love like old for like I'm gonna keep it a buck. I
Mhm.
don't post I rarely post anything other than black people.
Right.
And that's because I always felt like there's enough negative in the world.
Hmm.
Me posting a particular picture is something I can control what I put out.
Right.
So like the barbershop experience is a phenomenally underrated experience for young black men.
Yeah, it is. It
You
is.
know, you learn so much in a barbershop without even talking. Like a
Yeah.
kid that's 5, 6 years old can go sit in the barbershop for a few hours and learn about politics, learn about women, learn about sports, learn about how to behave, how to communicate with brothers. Like
Yeah.
it's just an experience that is invaluable and unfortunately is dwindling.
Yeah. You're right. My cousin, who's actually my pastor, he's a barber. He's
Hmm.
an owner of his shop. And shop is called Creative Cuts, and it's in Irvington, New Jersey. He, if you go in there, it's going to be pure comedy, or or they going at each other over scripture, or he going to ask some type of political. Like it is literally, you get the whole entire experience, and people love him. Like when I say people love this guy, like he
Uh,
just has a personality that you're just like, you can't be mad at him. Even if you're mad at him, you can't be mad at him for long.
I feel you
So
on that.
he just he's just a great guy. you know People are drawn to him. They ask him all kind of questions. He gives them, um according to his understanding, the best answer, appropriate. He allows people to go back and forth with
Yeah.
different opinions and things like that. So you get it all. But when I tell you pure comedy, man, I'm sometimes I think he forgets he's a pastor when he be asking certain questions. I'd be like, bro, what would you like? he'll forget, like, certain people in the room. I'm like, yo,
I mean,
you
but you think
crazy.
about it though, man. Jesus hung out with prostitutes.
Yup. And politicians and all those
Yeah,
kind of things.
yeah. You're gonna get this work. I'm the son of God.
Exactly.
You know, I'm gonna
Exactly.
chop it up with everybody. You know,
That's how it should be too. Like, you should
it
not
really
be
should
so
be.
far removed that you can't speak to nobody. Now, it's one thing if you're around people that just are like, if you go outside the door, you're gonna get shot dead because you in bad company. But but you should be able to talk and have a dialogue with anybody of any walk of life if you called yourself a child of God. That's how I feel about it. I don't
I would
care
agree.
if you're black, you white, a homosexual, whatever it may be. We should be able to talk and have a dialogue, and you should be able
Yeah,
to ask me questions about myself, my faith, and I should be able to answer you. And you could disagree, you
yeah.
can agree, but all is that I love you for who you are, and
And some
and
people in
that's it.
there. See, that's why I'm not a pastor, bro. And some, like I'm not.
Yo.
It's no way I could walk up to somebody in the clan and be like, "I love you. You're my brother." No, you're not, nigga. No, ew. Get the fuck away from me. Like,
Yo.
no. Although I will say that I am a disciplined enough individual and curious enough person. I gotta have a conversation with a clan member,
Mm.
but
Oh,
ain't no
really?
love. Oh, I could absolutely. If you know somebody, I would love to interview one.
Oh,
Honestly,
wow. Now, I don't know none of
yeah,
them, but
yeah, always have. But
wow.
as far as the love, no. Like I respect the fact that you hate me, but this hate is reciprocated.
Right.
You
No,
know,
I
we
definitely
gonna
get
get
that.
we're gonna get that out the way first and foremost.
Right. Like, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to be in the presence of someone like that to begin with, but if they was humane enough
Let me ask you this. Let's say
yeah,
they reached out to you, they saw your pictures online, they love your work, they want to pay you 20 times your going rate to come film them.
right.
You do it?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
I would pray on it first and ask what's more, what is more to it. Because I'll tell you this about myself. I'm a person that I just don't um, go anywhere or talk to anyone just by happenstance.
Mm,
There's always a mission behind it. Even with jobs, like I don't stay at jobs long at all. Because I literally sat there to talk and to connect with certain people, and then when it's time to go, it's time to go. So,
mm.
I wouldn't be objective to that at all. But I would pray for wisdom, and I definitely pray for some protection. So
I'm not gonna pray for no protection. I'm bringing some.
bringing some, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I really want, because New Jersey makes it so hard to get your gun license. I don't know if you know that, but you got to go through like 2 or 3 years dealing with these guys in order to get your gun license. And I'm just like, I'm a business owner 2 times over. Like, let me get something.
Yeah. See, I live in Ohio, and all you have to do is have a pulse and a clean record and
Wow.
be of age. Yeah. They just made that shit law. You don't need anything, no training, which is ridiculous. I gotta go through driver's ed to get a driver's license, or at least take the test.
Right.
Here, you can just buy a fucking gun.
That's really scary, man. That's really scary.
Yeah, and that's becoming the norm in a lot of states where they
Yeah.
feel like anybody and everybody can just have a gun, which
No, that's
the
scary.
right
I
people,
heard they're trying
until
to
they
do that
start
in New
shooting the
York.
right people, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm not promoting that or anything, but
Right.
when there are and jeez, it was a few years ago. Some dude, there were some politicians, like bigwigs, senators. I don't know if they were senators or House of Representatives. But they had like a charity baseball game that got shot up. You would think that that would
That's
have changed some shit. It didn't. But at
it
some
doesn't.
point, when that becomes more the norm than schools, they'll change shit.
Yeah.
It's
And
sad,
it's
but it
sad.
is.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's absolutely sad. Damn.
you
No,
know.
I grew up where um the gang stuff was like going up on its peak, like because I'm born 1990,
Mm-hmm.
so I remember not being able to wear my school shirt because it was red, and I would have somebody come up to me at 7, 8 years old asking me, "What's that red stuff that flows in you?" And if I answered it the wrong way, you get slashed across the face.
In New
You know,
York?
yes. Oh my goodness. Listen, man, it's vicious. It's very, very vicious. It's to the point where if I go across the bridge to New York to do some stuff, I'm literally going to do that. I'm not stopping to do anything else. I'm not visiting no one. I'm not spending no time outside. It's literally in and out, and that's it.
Damn. I mean, I knew New York. I didn't know that New York had like the colors like that bad. I mean, I know I've seen
Yeah,
like
in the
the
in the
drill music
'90s,
is
yeah, it was
different.
like that in the '90s. They had the
Wow.
colors. Now it's really more so because they just diluted everything. It's so crazy. So it's like you could kind of be like of Crips and Blood and be in the same set,
Yeah.
things like that.
That shit
Like
is
that.
weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's twisted up. I don't know what these young kids are doing, but all I know is that they're taking each other's life, and it's not cool. That's what I know.
It is not cool. And you don't really get that. Like my generation fucked it up for everybody. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Mm,
You know, like I remember when crack came out.
mm,
And I remember the first couple of summers, shit was heaven. Like even if you and I was not a big crack dealer, but I
mm,
seen dudes in my neighborhood go from stealing cars to having big ass dookie chains and nice
mm.
cars and a lot of them. And it wasn't we didn't see the violence at that point.
Right.
You didn't like our parents dealt with heroin and they turned out all right. I didn't know that at the time, but you didn't see the downside of what crack was to be. And
Mm.
then I stayed in the crack house for a while.
Wow.
And not that I had to, it was a choice.
Mm,
But then I saw the downside.
mm,
And at that point I had kids, and one day I just decided, one of a couple of people I knew got shot,
mm.
and I didn't want that to be my fate. And that's how I
Right.
ended up in Cleveland. I literally just packed shit up in a garbage bag and moved here. I got on a Greyhound and moved here
Wow.
because I wanted to be around and see my kids have kids, which thank the Lord I have been able to see all three of my daughters have kids. Wanted to walk
Amen.
them down the aisle, and that all of that shit, see them graduate.
Hmm.
I've seen milestone after milestone from that one move. And I absolutely guarantee you, had I stayed in Detroit, I'd be in a box of some kind.
Right.
But my generation started all this shit. Now we trying to act like we didn't have nothing to do with it.
Mm. Wow.
Like these niggas ain't out here killing themselves out the blue. They
Right.
saw they saw their uncles and their old man kill niggas,
Yeah.
or in some cases their grandfathers. Like this shit just didn't. It's not a happenstance.
Right.
This was predicted by our behavior, and now we want to run away from it and blame these young niggas for just being wild.
Right. Nobody
And
wants to
I'm
take accountability. No one
yeah,
got the patience. No
yeah,
one wants to own up to what they've done that was wrong and how they influence. Like I
yeah.
tell people that all the time. Like what you do around a child, like a child is a sponge. They're gonna absorb that.
And my bad, I didn't mean to get on my soapbox, man. But from
No, no,
time
no,
to
no.
time,
I'm actually glad because that actually was interesting to me to hear that. Like very interesting because not a lot of older people want to take accountability for that. You know,
yeah,
they don't want to take accountability for what they do,
yeah,
and it's just I've always been this way or I've always done it like this, and this is how it is, and it's just like no, you can change that narrative so easily, but
yes,
you refuse to because you're scared. That's what it really is. When it comes down to it, you're afraid
yeah,
to do it. And that's why
yeah.
you're angry. That's why you're yelling, cursing, you want to hit and do all these wild, crazy
Facts.
things because
Yes,
you're afraid. That's what fear
yes.
makes you do.
And you're passing that fear on to the next generation, and you wonder why they don't want to listen. They don't want to
Yeah,
accept that fear.
Yeah, right, because they don't trust you. They don't trust
Yes,
you neither.
yes. How can they trust somebody who's not honest with themselves?
Right. You're
You know,
absolutely right.
you know,
Yeah. No,
and
that
therein lies the generational gap right there is a lack of trust, not amongst the generations, but amongst yourselves. Because if you
mm,
can't trust yourself enough to be honest with yourself, how the fuck you expect anybody else to trust you? And I don't give a shit how old you are. You can be 800 years old. If you lying to me, bruh, you still an asshole.
right. I agree, and I agree with that 100%.
You know,
A
so
100%.
if people want to get in contact with you, they want to hire you for a photo shoot. How do they do that?
Um, you can find me on my website, which I'm reconstructing right now.
Mm-hmm.
www.photosbyvin.com. My pricing is on there. My contact information is on there. Usually people, they don't want to have to fill out a contact us. They just want to be able. So my number and everything is on there. Social media, my Instagram. You could definitely hit me up on there. I'll respond. I usually a lot of people actually go to me on that.
What's your
But those are the
Instagram?
two ways. My Instagram is underscore photos by Vin.
All right, bet. Yeah, I got
Yeah, so
that.
it's literally this.
Underscores
Yeah,
and then photos by Vin. And LaRon, shout out to you, bro. You absolutely right. We got to set a better example. And at this point, bro, I'm 50. It's not too many examples that I'm gonna set. But I can be honest with a motherfucker.
mm,
And if you're gonna come talk to me, you're gonna get this work. I don't really care who you are. You can be the fucking president whose ass, not gonna lie. Um, take your pick. Take your pick. I'm not Republican or Democrat, none of that shit. They both the last dude was ass. This dude is ass. Like you can go back. Like
right,
pick one. They all been ass. You
right.
know,
I fully
we
agree with you on that.
yeah, I'm not gonna that's just not my thing. You know, I love politics. I love the chess aspect of politics. I really
Right.
do. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Like you gotta be a slimy motherfucker to really, to really get up there.
You
But
you do.
you gotta be a slimy motherfucker to be a billionaire.
Yeah, you're right. Like I definitely saw that side of things as well. So
Yeah. What did you hate? What do you hate the most about the business? And then I'm gonna let you go.
um the politics, straight politics. So um not to my own horn, but I look at other people's stuff. You know,
Hmm.
I'm always looking because I'm looking for inspiration myself. When it comes to taking pictures, I like seeing other dope photographers and getting inspired by them. But my thing is this: is I'll look at somebody's work and I'll compare myself to it, and I'll just be like, I'm better than that person. Like I'm because as as much as humility I try to live my life in, I'm very competitive. I wasn't a athlete by happenstance. Like the
Right.
same mentality that I have when I was playing basketball and running track is the same mentality I do my photography with. I want you to know I'm him. Like you you got to show me you better than me. Like when it
I'm not
comes to
mad at
like
that.
taking
You
pictures.
should be like that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. So it's like if I see something, like I will instantly say that's trash. Like me, me and my girlfriend sometimes I'll inbox her. I'll be like, "Yo, do you see this?" And it shoots like we'll just we'll ping back and forth. Like it's not like whether it's pitch even graphics. Like if the graphic is bad, like I'm gonna tell you this too. Like your graphics is bad, but like I'll do it in a way that is constructive, that you'll be able to you know um take my feedback. But if somebody was to ever kind of come out their face and say something to me, I'll in an instant I'll let them know, like, your stuff is trash and this is not what you want on this
I'm the
side.
same way, bro. Like
So
I'm
but
gonna give you a story real quick. There
yeah.
was a guy pretty big up there in the podcasting world. Pretty big up there. and I made a comment one time about his. I felt that I was better than him in certain areas, interviewing people. It didn't go well.
Mm,
Yeah, he was pissed about that. Very
mm,
pissed about that. And this is somebody that could have really just like had I just shut up and played my position, he could have really put me up there. But it is what it is, bro. Like,
right. Yeah, there's that aspect to that too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's that
But
aspect to that too.
you're not gonna be like, well, I'm the best at so and so if I think you're not.
Right,
I just can't. My ego, man, and it's just, I just, like, yeah, you're great at certain things, but not at this.
right.
Like, yeah, I'm with you on that, bro. I be looking at a lot of shit, and I be like, man, that's so fucking trash.
Yeah. And then,
You know?
these guys, because they know certain people, they'll get invited to stuff, they'll do stuff. Like, it's like, it'll get me mad, but at the same time, it'll push me to be like, okay, how do I put myself in a position that they're coming to me and asking me to come do their event for them?
Yes.
So, I look at it as that as well, because like it's, again, I could sit there and be mad and pout, or I could just go that much harder.
You know what you'll do? You'll find you an agent that loves the politics of it and has the same competitive drive.
Right.
And that's the person that like I recently, not too long ago, found somebody business wise that loves the business aspect of shit.
Hmm.
And we on the same wavelength.
Right.
And that shit has helped me out tremendously.
Mm.
Nate, like that guy is like relentless,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, um, and he's the guy I needed to get me where I'm trying to go.
Right.
Because the shit that I don't particularly like, he loves.
Right.
And mentally, we got the same type of goals, the same type of okay. I'm driven to do certain shit, and it's certain shit that I don't want to be bothered with.
Right.
You're gonna find that agent out there that is going to have that same as look. I'm better than these clowns out here. Let's go get this work.
Right.
I feel it, bro. And I'm not the most spiritual, religious type of individual, but on this one, bro, like I feel that one. I absolutely believe it's gonna happen for you. And if there's anything I can do to precipitate that, I absolutely will.
Right, man. I appreciate that support, man. Any
Oh, no
support,
doubt.
any love I get, I fully embrace it. So, I come from a place where I don't get it too often or too much. So when it's genuine, I definitely gravitate towards it.
It's dope ass car though, too, man. I really been wanting to. What kind of car is that, bro?
Man, this is Sonata, man. But it just got the
Really?
modern technology in it. I'll show y'all around if it wasn't so dingy and stuff like that. But you
Oh
know,
man, you haven't seen my Kia, bro.
no, I've been actually thinking about that because the Kias, they got some nice interiors. Like I
Yo, the
definitely got
Kias
red.
is killing them
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
Oh,
Especially
and they got the electric
SUVs.
joint too. That shit was like 70 grand.
What? 70 grand?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Oh man, yo, Kia has come a long. Actually, Hyundai and Kia, like when they first came out, they were ass.
Right.
Kept doing that shit, kept getting better, kept getting better. Now they competitive with any car company out there.
Dumb Hondas is fast. Like I had, you know what? I don't know if I said this to you too. So when I first started photography, my car was stolen with all my equipment in it. When I first started, I lost like
Oh,
over $5,000 worth of equipment. There,
please tell me you had insurance though.
I did have insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, so um, I was able to get stuff back, but um, it still hurt me. It shook me up too because it was just like I was like I'm going to go do a shoot, and I'm like, where's my car? And then come to find out, my car was stolen by four guys, and they all, they was ready to die. I'm gonna put it that way. Yeah, they was ready to die. So they crashed on my car, and in this high speed chase. But before it, they shot and killed 3 people and robbed them. Yeah, all in like 2 or 3 days with my car. And
Yo,
the one of the ways that my car is identified was I always keep a Bible in the back window. So when the police saw the car, they sent me a screenshot, and they was like, "Can you identify what that item is?" I was like, "That's my Bible." And then when I went to go get whatever was in my car that was left because all my stuff was gutted out, my Bible was still there.
man, I'm telling you, I would make a documentary about that.
Yeah, I've been, man. You just like saying all my stuff. I got a couple of ideas for like documentaries and stuff. Like I definitely want to tell my story, whether it's writing a book or putting stuff on video.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to figure it out how I want to go about it. So
Yo, I interviewed this guy. He founded C Suite Productions, I think it is. And he actually has got the Murder Inc. documentary coming out.
oh wow,
Yeah, next month. I think it's August the 9th is coming out, and I'm gonna have him back on the show August the 11th.
oh wow,
Hit me up, remind me, so I can give you a
August
shout
11th.
out.
All right, I
Yes,
definitely will.
yes. Because crazy. Because the way he got on, he just randomly did a documentary about Murder Inc. without their
Mm,
permission.
mm,
It got inboxed to them, and they loved it,
wow,
and they hired him to do the official one.
wow.
Yes,
That's that's insane. That's like one of my things that I want to do. Like I want to document this year's Summer Ball in New York City because there's a couple of interesting things going on. Like of course with Nate, they got Rucker and Rucker, getting sponsored with Adidas and then having these different events. They got the
yes,
Blacktop series, and then they got the basketball tournament with ESPN that's going to be there. And then Hoops in the Sun, they just redid their courts and renamed it. You know, and they got a whole bunch of stuff going on over there. And then New York versus New York is back. So there's a lot of different things that are going on in the city in terms
so
of
it's
street
not
ball.
it's not a I want. It's if you just do it.
Yeah,
Like you have the opportunity.
right.
Like the only thing that's stopping it is you. Like I and me personally, and it's just my 2 cents, but I would get a couple players.
Mm.
Kind of like what was that shit that old boy did in Chicago maybe about 20, 30
Oh,
years
Hoop
ago?
Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
That's one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah.
RG
I
Green, yo, I
I
love that
would do
guy,
something
man.
similar to that only with street ball.
Mm.
Because the variable is that those are grown men with families
Right,
and some of them is struggling and they love
right,
basketball so much that they can't stop.
right.
Some inspirational shit, bro.
Mm.
Yeah. Shit. Anything you want to say before we go? I don't want to take up too much more of your time, man.
Um, Thanks for having me, man. This is my first time doing a podcast. You're definitely a great host. Like I have a homegirl. Her name is Raina Campbell. She
Mm-hmm.
has a podcast called Dreamed and Drive,
Mm-hmm.
where she gets a lot of entrepreneurs and celebrities to come on and give their expertise and tell their stories. And so she has over 1 million views. you know, but I never got to be on it. So being here and experiencing it and then seeing how you're able the whole conversation and to bring things out and to be yourself, man, you're really awesome, man. Like
But
you're
thank you.
definitely a breath of fresh air. So I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity.
I appreciate that, bro. I'm trying. Well, I think, look, bro, I'm too old to change.
Mm,
And I like talking to folks. Always
mm.
have. And more importantly, I like listening. So, On that note, bro. And tell your homegirl, holla at your boy. You know, I
Oh
keep
yeah,
missing
right.
these views.
As soon as we get off. So
Yeah. But thank your family, man, for loaning you to me for a little bit.
no problem.
Shut up, Laurent.
Yeah,
That boy good. That boy good.
yeah.
Hey man, I've been doing this for so fucking long, man. If I didn't, have something, I would have stopped. If I didn't get
Right.
some joy out of it, and I do, man. Like every week, I just even the weeks where I'm like, I don't know about this person. This might not. It's probably gonna be boring. Because I look and like some people have interviews, and the interviews are just trash, just like really boring. I'm falling asleep watching them get interviewed by so and so, and then I'm like, you know what? But that's not me.
Mm,
You give me one little link, one little inkling into who you are, and we got a real conversation. And you are easy, bro, because you're just a really genuine individual.
thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. On that note, man, we out of here. Y'all have a good note. I know, bro. I know you've always supported me, man. And when I get rich, I got you. Trying
It's
to get some
coming.
gym shoes, bro. Call Adidas.
I got I got you.
No, my bad. I'm talking to my boy Laurent. He's been
Okay,
tapping
okay.
into the show, man, for years, man. So I fucks with him. Anyway, on that note, man, peace to you, man. Enjoy your day, man. And be safe out there. Take some,
Definitely will. You
send me
too,
some of them
family.
church pictures too, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah. Anything you want me to post, bro, just send it to me.
Got you.
All right, no doubt. On that note, we out of here. Peace.